Hello students, today I am going to do grade 11, Year-End Evaluation 2019, Department of Education, North Central Province paper. So this is the first paper, you get 2 hours. So what you have to do, you already know there are 2 parts. Part A and Part B. Part A 25 short questions and Part B 5 long questions. So you can spend 2 minutes per each question in Part A and then spend 10 minutes to check your answers. And Part B 1 hour. That means each question you can spend for 12 minutes. So spaces are given in the paper, so make sure that you write down the answers in the space provided. So let's take the first page. Part A, you get questions 1 to 5. Then next page, you get questions 6 to 12. Then third page, 13 to 18. Fourth page, 19 to 25. And then you get Part B, questions 1 and 2. Next you get questions 3 and 4, and the last page you get question number 5. So let's do paper 1 now. Let's take question number 1. Find the interquartile range of the following number distribution. So the number set in order. So how can we find out? Find how many numbers are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 there. So add 1, divide by 4. We need to find out the first quartile. So what is that? 3. That means third one is the first quartile. 1, 2, 3. So Q1 becomes 5. Now we need to find out the third quartile. What's third quartile? 11 plus 1. Divide by 4, multiply by 3. You get ninth one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So Q2, not Q2, Q3 is 14. So what's the interquartile range? Interquartile range is the difference between third quartile and first quartile. 14 minus 5. 9 is the interquartile range. So you get 2 marks for that. Question number 2. Simplify. Algebraic fractions are there. What's the lowest common multiple of x and 2x? That's 2x. Convert first fraction to denominator 2x, multiply by 2. 2 times 2, 4. 4 minus 1, you get 3 over 2x. 2 marks for that. Easily you can get 2 marks. Find the value of x according to the given figure. Look at this one. So this is the exterior angle. When you extend this one, this is the other one. When you extend, this is the other exterior angle. So if this is 70, this is 110. 180 minus 70. Now we know sum of all exterior angles add up to 360. So 5x plus 110 equals 360. 5x becomes, subtract 110, you get 250, divide by 5 to get x. X becomes 50 degrees. So that's the value of x. So 2 marks for that. Question number 4. According to the information in the diagram, find the shaded region. So this side is 7, means the radius is 7. So what is this length? This is the diameter. So 14 centimeter. So how we find out the shaded region? Area of the rectangle minus the area of the semicircle. So shaded region is equal to area of the rectangle, 7 into 14 minus area of the semicircle, half. Pi is 22 over 7, r squared. R is 7. 7 into 7. So 1 7 get cancelled out, 2 with this 11. So what you get? 7 times 14? 98 minus 11 times 7 is 77. You get 21 square centimeters as the area of the shaded region. So 2 marks for that. Question number 5, factorize. So what are the common ones? 2, you can take it out. Then you get x squared minus 4. What is that? Difference between two squared terms. You can write x squared minus 2 squared. So what are the factors? One factor is positive, one factor is negative. So x plus 2 and x minus 2. So 2 marks for that. Question number 6. When selling a good for 22,400, a profit of 12% is received. Find the buying price of the good. So that means if it's 112, you can buy for 100. So other way around. If it's 22,400, what's the buying price? 100 divided by 112 into 22,400. So we'll divide by 2 and see. Divide by 4. 4, when you divide by 4, 4 times 2, 8. 32, 4 times 8. 4 times 5, 20. 24, 4 times 6. Again, we can see double of that. 28 times 1, 28 times 2. So that's 200. So what's the value? 2 with 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 20,000 rupees is the buying price. So 2 marks for that. Question number 7, solve. We need to find out the value of x. 3 over x minus 1 equals 2. So take minus 1 to the other side. That becomes plus 1. 2 plus 1, that's 3. Now cross multiply. So you get 3x equals 3. So what's x? Divide by 3. You get x equals 1. Another 2 marks for that. Question number 8. According to the information given in the figure, find the value of x. Look at carefully. This is 40 given. You can find out this angle. 180 minus 40, 140. So this is the exterior angle and these are the two opposite interior angles. So we can write sum of opposite interior angles is equal to the exterior angle. So 4x equals 140. What's x? Divide by 4. You get x equals 4 times 3, 12. For 20, that's 5. So 35 degrees. 2 marks for that. Question number 9. Find the product. So that means multiply the two matrices. 2 by 2, 2 by 2. So both are okay for multiplication. So AB is equal to 2103 multiplied by 0125. So what you do? So this is 2 by 2, 2 by 2. So that means you can multiply. the number of columns in the first one is equal to number of rows in the second one. So what's the final matrix you are getting? Another 2 by 2. So first row, first column value. So first row with first column, 2 times 0, 0, 1 times 2, 2. So you get 2 here. First row with second column, 2 with 1, 2, 1 with 5, 5, 2 plus 5, 7. This is second row, first column, 0 with 0, 0, 3 times 2, 6. Second row with second column, 0 with 1, 0, 3 times 5, 15. So that's the answer. 2 marks for that as well. Question number 10. Find the minimum area of a paper which can be pasted on the curved surface of a right circular cylinder of radius 5 and height 14 centimeters. So, curved surface. 5 centimeter is the radius, 14 centimeter is the height. So, what's the curved surface area? 2 pi RH. 2 into pi. 22 over 7. R is 5. H is 14. So, 7 times 2. So, 2 times 2, 4. 4 times 5, 20. 20 times 22. 440 square centimeters is the curved surface area. So 2 marks for that. Question number 11. AB is a diameter. According to the information in the figure, find the value of x. So diameter is there. So what can you say about this angle? If this is diameter, so this is a semicircle. Semicircle angles are 90 degrees. So this is 90. So what about this angle then? When you take the triangle 90, 70. So this is 20 degrees because 90 minus 70. If this is 20, what is this angle? Think about this one. Same segment angles with AD arc. So x becomes 20. Same segment angles are equal. So 2 marks for that. If P equals, x is in between minus 1 and 2, and here it says Z plus. What is Z plus means? Positive integers. List out the elements of the set P. So what are the integers? Positive integers in between minus 1 and 2. So you can't take 0. 0 is not a positive integer. So 1 and 2 is included. So 1 and 2. Only 2 values there. So 2 marks for that. Question number 13. A train which travels at the speed of 20 meters per second takes 7 seconds to pass a signal tower. Find the length of the train. So that means if it's the signal tower, so this is the train. So this means passing the signal post. So this is the end point that comes here. This is the front. So that comes here. So the length is there. So how you find out the length of the train? We know distance traveled is speed time. So what is the speed? So we can say length of the train is equal to speed is 20 meters per second times 7 seconds. So you get 7 times 2, 14. So 140 meters is the length of the train. 2 marks for that. Question number 14. If the factors of the quadratic expression are, so the factors are x plus 3, x minus 2 given. if this is equal to 0, what are the values of x's? So, product is 0 means either the first factor is equal to 0 or the second factor is equal to 0. So, you get x equals minus 3, take 3 to the other side, or x equals 2. So, 2 marks, we can give 1 mark each. Question number 15. How many days spent by 3 men to complete the half of a work when 10 men complete within 3 days? So, here to complete the full work, 10 men takes 3 days. So, how many man days are there? 3 times 10, 30. But we need half of the work to complete. Half of that means 15 man days work. How many men are there now? 3. So, we need to calculate how many days needed. So, 15 divided by 3, that's 5. 5 days needed to complete half of the work for 3 men. 2 marks. Question number 16. According to the information given in the figure, find the area of the square PQRS. So, how do you find out the area? We need to find out the length there. But we can apply Pythagoras theorem first. So, what is PS squared? Sum of square terms for the other two sides. 12 squared is 144, 5 squared is 25. When you add it, you get 169. So, what is 169? Can you remember? 13 squared. PS squared. So, PS becomes 13 centimeters. Now, we found out one length. So, area of the square is square term of that. So, here you don't need to take the square root. Straight away we get PQRS. Area is equal to 169 because 13 times 13 squared is 169 square centimeters. 2 marks for that. Question number 17. According to the information in the figure, find the value of DCE. DCE, this angle. How can we find out that angle? Now see, this angle and this angle both are same segment angles. So, both are equal. That's 43. Now, you can use the other theorem. Exterior angle of a cyclic quadrilateral is equal to the opposite interior angle. So, DCE becomes this whole thing, 32 and 43 addition. You get 5 and 7, 75 degrees. 2 marks for that. Question number 18. The sample space of an experiment having equally likely event is S. Probability of the event B is 1/7 and NB equals 9. Find number of elements in the sample space. So, what is probability of B? Number of elements in B over number of elements in the sample. PB is given 1/7 and NB is 9. So, what is NS? You can cross multiply. So, NS becomes 7 times 9, 63. 2 marks for that. Question number 19. According to the information in the figure, find the value of angle A and angle C. Look at this point. Around the point, that's A and A and A, 3A. That should be equal to 360. Divide by 3, you get A equals 120 degrees. Now we need to find out C. How can we find out? We know A is 120, this is 30. So we can find out C because the sum of angles in a triangle is 180. So 180 minus the sum of the other two angles, 120 and 30. 180 minus 150, you get 30 degrees as C. So 1 mark each. Question number 20. 300 shares which were bought for 43 rupees each are sold when the market price of a share is 50 rupees. Find the capital gain. So what is capital gain? Capital gain per share first. Per share, that's the difference between the selling price and the buying price. 50 minus 43. That's 7 rupees. How many shares are there? 300 shares. So capital gain is capital gain per share into number of shares. 2,100 rupees. 7 times 3, 21. So 2 marks for that. Question number 21. Solve the inequality x plus 3 less than 7. So take 3 to the other side. X less than 7 minus 3 becomes 4. So x less than 4, 4 is not included. So we draw an open circle and less than side. How can we represent the less than side? Left hand side. So we draw this way. So 1 mark for inequality and 1 mark for showing that on the diagram. Question number 22. The midpoints of the sides AB and AC are x and y, and if AX is equal to AY is equal to 4 centimeters and XY is equal to 6 centimeters. Find the perimeter of the quadrilateral BCYX. BCYX, this one. So midpoints, connected midpoints of the two sides. So what can you say about this triangle? According to midpoint theorem, these two are parallel. And what about the size? BC becomes double of this. So this becomes 12. Now easily we can find out the perimeter. So this is the midpoint. So this is also 4. This is also 4. Both are equal. So what's the perimeter? Perimeter becomes 4 plus 6 plus 4 plus 12. 10, 22, 26 centimeters. So you have to find out the outer length of the quadrilateral. So 2 marks for that. Question number 23. The third term of an arithmetic progression is 21 and fifth term is 29. Find the common difference of the progression. So this is an arithmetic sequence progression. So first term is A. We'll take difference is D. So how can you write down the third term? A plus 2D and minus 1. That's equal to 21. And the fifth term, how can I write fifth term? A plus 4D, 5 minus 1. That's equal to 29. When you subtract the two equations, you can get rid of A So you can find D easily. 4D minus, so 2 minus 1, 4D minus 2D is equal to 29 minus 21. That's 8. So 2D equals 8. So what is the difference? Divide this by 2. You get 4 as the difference. 8 divided by 2. 2 marks for that. Question number 24. According to the information in the figure, find the values of x and y. Two lines are parallel. Now see, this angle and this angle, alternate angles are equal. The two lines are parallel. So x is 35 straight away. Now we need to find out y. So y we can find here using the triangle. So the sum of angles in the triangle is 180. So 180 minus 65 plus and 2x. 2x means 35 and 35 becomes 70. So 180 minus sum of these two, 135. So subtract, you get the y value. 45 degrees. 1 mark for x and 1 mark for y value. This is the last question in part A. Draw the locus of moving point equidistant from the sides AB and BC. Then name the point it meets XY as O. So what are the loci points you need to know? Equidistance from a point is a circle. Equidistance from 2 points is the perpendicular bisector. Equidistance from 2 lines, that's the angle bisector. And equidistance from a straight line is parallel lines. So which one is that? Third one, angle bisector. So what you do? Take the compass, draw 2 arcs like this with the same distance and keep the compass here. Draw an arc in the middle, an arc in the middle, and now you can connect this intersecting point. So that means angle bisector, this angle is equal to this angle. Where it meets the XY is the point O. So this point is O. So how you get marks? You get 1 mark for writing down the O point and 1 mark for sketching the angle bisector. So we covered all 25 questions. So make sure you spend only maximum 2 minutes and then check your answers for 10 minutes you have, because 1 hour for part A, 1 hour for part B. So now let's do the part B section. Let's take question number 1 in part B. It's about fractions. So 4 parts are there. So spaces are given in your paper, but I'll do it separately. Coconut Developing Board introduced a project of distributing coconut plants. 1/5 of coconut plants are distributed to schools and 2/3 for farmers and half of the remainder distributed for religious places. What is the part of the coconut plants separated for schools and farmers from the total number of coconut plants? So according to this, 1/5 for schools and 2/3 for farmers. So what's the total? 15 is the lowest common multiple. So 3 times 1, 3, 5 times 2, 10. You get 13 over 15. What is the part of coconut plants distributed for religious places from the number of coconut plants? So the remainder. So first we have to find out the remainder and then from that half of it. So 1 minus 13 over 15 is the remainder. You can write 1 as 15 over 15 minus 13 over 15. So you get 2 over 15. Then half of the remainder distributed for religious purposes. So what's the fraction? 2 over 15 into half. So that means 1 over 15 parts for religious places. So how many marks for these two parts? We'll look at the marking scheme. You get 2 marks for this and 3 marks for this one. So 5 marks all together. Now let's take the next one. The remaining number of coconut plants is 1000. Then the remaining number of coconut plants are given to the defense camp. Find the total number of coconut plants separated for this project. So we found out 1/15 given for religious places. Then what about the total? 13, 15 and 1/15. So the total given already 13 over 15 plus 1 over 15. That's 14 over 15. So what's the remainder? Remainder becomes again 1 minus 14 over 15. That's 15 minus 14 over 1. That's 1 over 15. So that's the remainder. So remainder is equal to 1000. So 1 over 15 is 1000. So they are asking total number. So 15 parts. So total becomes 1000 into 15. So 15,000 coconuts were there. So that's the answer. How many marks for the third part? You get 2 marks for this one, finding the remainder and the total, 2 marks. And another part is there. Later it is decided that 1/4 of number of coconut plants separated for farmers should be given for religious places. Accordingly, find the total number of coconut plants separated for religious places. So later it is decided 1/4 of number of coconut plants separated for farmers. So farmers, how much? For farmers it's 2/3. So out of 2/3, 1/4 of number of coconuts plants separated. So 2/3 into 1/4. 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 1 over 6. Now this is 1/6, but earlier also given for religious purposes. What's the fraction given for religious purposes before? That's this part, 1 over 15. So what's the total number of parts given to religious places? 1 over 6 plus 1 over 15. So 30 is the lowest common multiple. So 5 plus 2. That's 7 over 30 given for altogether for religious purposes. So how many coconuts are there? So number of coconuts becomes 7 over 30 out of the total 15,000. So 3 times 5, so 500 into 7, 3,500 coconuts given for the religious places. So how many marks? So according to the marking scheme, so finding this one you get 1 mark and finding the final answer 2 marks. So altogether we gave 10 marks for the first question. Let's take the second one. This is about percentages, interest rates, share market. So So altogether 2 parts are there. Nalini pawns her jewels in a bank and gained a loan of 45,000 rupees. If she paid 5,400 as the interest to the bank for 1 year, find the annual interest rate charge. So this is the interest paid. So what is the annual interest rate? Amount of interest paid in the year divided by the loan amount 45,000 into 100%. 2 zeros and 1 0. 9 times 5, 9 times 6. So 60 there. 5 times 12 is 60. So 12% is the annual interest rate. After paying the interest, she renews the loan, then pay off it after 1.5 years. Find the total amount she paid to pay off the loan. So here, Nalini paid another 1.5 years interest. So 1 year interest is 5,400. So for 1.5 years, what's the total interest? So 1 year 5,400. For half years, half of that. So 2,700, altogether 8,100 paid as interest. So what is the total amount she paid? Total amount paid 45,000 plus 8,100. So she paid 53,100 rupees interest and the initial amount. So how many marks for this? So you are getting 2 marks for the interest rate and 2 marks for this part. Now let's take the next part. Someone invested 60,000 rupees in a company which pays a dividend of 4 rupees per share and received 12,000 rupees as the dividend after 1 year. Find the buying price of a share. So first we need to find out how many shares are there. So number of shares, $12,000, and the dividend per share is 4. Divide by 4, you get 3,000 shares he bought. So we need to find the buying price of a share. It says someone invested 60,000. So we know number of shares. So what is the buying price? Buying price of a share is equal to total amount 60,000 divided by 3,000. 60 divided by 3, 20 rupees is the buying price. After 1 year, he sold all the shares at the same price. So that means 20 rupees. Then 2,880 shares were bought by investing that amount of money and dividend income. Find the buying price of a share in the company. So again sold all his shares. So how many shares? 3,000 shares, each with 20. So same amount, 60,000. Plus, what's the dividend income? Dividend income is 12,000. So that's the invested amount. So what's the total? 72,000 invested in another company. How many shares? 2,880 shares. So what's the buying price then? Buying price of the other company. Buying price of a share in the other company is 72,000 invested. And each one, there are 2,880 shares. Divide by 4. 4 times 7, 4 times 2. 4 times 1, 4 times 8. So I can see 18 times 4. This is 100. 100 divided by 4, you get 25. So the buying price of a share is now 25 rupees for the second company. How many marks? So you get 3 marks for finding number of shares, and here finding the buying price there. And for the second part, you get 2 marks. So earlier we gave 5 and these 2 parts 5, altogether 10 marks for that question. Let's take question number 3. This is about area, and we need to find out area of semicircular part, rectangle. So we'll do separately. 3 parts are there. ABCD is a rectangular shaped pond is attached farm. A semicircular shaped pond is attached to the boundary AD. The remaining area of the land is used to grow paddy. Find the surface area of the semicircular shaped land. So here paddy is this part. So this is the pond. The other part is the pond. So we'll find out surface area of the semicircular part. So area becomes, that's a semicircle, half of area of the circle, pi r squared. 28 is the diameter, so half of that, 14 is the radius. 7 times 2, 2 get cancelled out. That means 22 times 14 you can write 11 times 2 times 14, 28. So it's easy to multiply by 11. 2 and 8 separated. 8 plus 2, 10. So that means 1 remaining. So that's 308 meters square. Write the ratio of the area of the land with paddy is grown and the pond in the simplest form. So we found out the area of the pond. So what is the remaining part? Area of the remaining part? Area of the rectangle, that's 28 times 40, minus area of the semicircular part, that's 308. $1,120 minus 308. 812 meters square. Now we can find out the ratio. Write the ratio of area of the land, which is paddy. So that means 812 to area of the pond, 308. So in the simplest form, so we have to divide. Can we divide by 4? Yes, 4 times 2, 4 times 3. Then this one, 4 times 7, 28. For 28 again, 4 times 7. Divide by 11. Can we do that? So divide by 11. You can't do. Divide by 7. Divide by 7 you can do. So 11. Here 7 times 2, 14. For 63, 7 times 9. So this is the ratio in the simplest form. So let's see how many marks for that. So area of the pond, get 2 marks. And the simplest ratio, 29 to 11, you get 4 marks. So 4 plus 2, 6 marks for that. So then we'll do the second part, the other part, third part. A right angle triangular part is added to the boundary BC, to this side, out of the land such that the area is twice the area of the pond. So we need to add right angular triangle part there. So area of that is double as the pond area. Pond area is 308. So this is 308 into 2. So extended DC. So you need to find out this length. So area of the triangle, this length is 28. So what's that? 308 into 2. This should be equal to half into 28 times x. We'll put x as this length. So we'll find out first 2 times 14. So x becomes 308 into 2 divided by 14. 2 times 1, 2 times 7. Divide by 7. 7 times 4, 28. And 28 again. 7 times 4. So 44 meters is this length. So here this should be longer than that. So I'll just draw a rough sketch. 44 meters, longer than this length, 44 meters, and the area should be double of the area of the pond. So that's the sketch. So we'll see how many marks for that. So according to the marking scheme, you are getting 4 marks for the whole thing. So you are getting 2 marks for showing this on the diagram and 2 marks for the final answer. Altogether 4 marks. Let me see. 4, 4, 8 and 2, 10 marks for that question. Let's do fourth question. It's about pie chart. The following pie chart represent how a person spends his monthly salary within a month. The total, the expenditure on food is twice than the expenditure of traveling. So this is twice as this one. So you have 4 parts to answer. So we'll do separately. The following pie chart represent how a person spends his monthly salary within a month. The expenditure on food is twice than the expenditure of traveling. Find the magnitude of the center angle of the sector of expenditure of traveling. So this is given 45, 30 and 60. So what's the addition? 45, 30, 60. 135. Now the whole circle is 360. So when you subtract 135, you get the remaining part. So what is that? 225 degrees. But we know if this is 2x, this is x, because food is twice as traveling. So we can write 2x plus x is 225. So 3x is 225 means what is x? Divide by 3. 3 times 7, 21. And for 15, that's 5. So x is 15. So they are asking what is the angle of the sector for expenditure of traveling. So that's 75 degrees. And if the deposited amount in the bank is 4,000, find the amount spent for clothes. Okay, 4,000 for depositing in the bank. So that's 30 degrees represent 4,000. So how much for clothes? 60 degrees. Double of that. Can you see this is double? So you do the same thing. Double of 4,000 becomes 8,000 rupees for depositing in the bank. So how many marks? "75 degrees, you get 2 marks. And 8,000 rupees, 2 marks. So 4 marks given already. According to the information in the pie chart, find his monthly salary. So what's the monthly salary? Full amount, 360. So we can write 30 degrees is given 4,000. So what about 360 degrees? That's the total amount. 4,000 divided by 30 into 360. 12 times 4, 48. 3 zeros, 48,000 rupees is the salary, monthly salary. If he receives the same salary for the next month, he deposits 2,000 in the bank, which is separated for clothes. Accordingly, find the magnitude of the center angle of the sector of deposits. Now, more money from clothes. Now, for clothes, how much? 60 degree angle. Did we find out that? Yes, 8,000 was there. Now, from 8,000, 2,000 given to deposit money. So 2,000 and earlier deposited money, that's 4,000. So altogether now 6,000 rupees. 4,000 plus 2,000. Now we need to find out the new angle. 6,000. But we know 4,000 means 30 degree angle. So now 6,000, we need to find out the angle. 30 divided by 4,000 into 6,000. 3 zeros get cancelled out. 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 15 times 3, 45 degrees. So the new angle here is not 30 now, 45 degrees. So how many marks for that? So total amount, that's 2 marks. And the last part, fourth part, 3 marks you are getting. So the total amount is 6,000, 1 mark, and finding the new angle, 2 marks. So altogether 2, 1, 3, 4, 5, and here 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Another 1 mark should be given. So for the first part, for the calculation, they have given 1 mark there. So here, finding the angles, just given 1 mark for that. So altogether 10 marks. Last question in paper 1. That's about probability and sample space diagrams. A red bead and 4 blue beads are in a bag. Mahela takes a bead out of the bag randomly and color is noted. An incomplete tree diagram related on the experiment are given below. Indicate the probability on each branch. Taking a bead. Now tell me how many beads are there? 1 red and 4, altogether 5. Out of 5, how many red ones? 1. 1 over 5 is the probability of getting red beads. So what about probability of taking the blue one? 4 over 5. So that's all. So how many marks for that step? Just 2 marks. if Mahela takes second bead without putting the first bead to the bag, so not replacing, extend the above diagram, indicate the probability. So we found 1/5 and 4/5 there. Now again taking a bead. Now what happens? Red, blue, red, blue. Now what happens here? Not replacing means this is dependent case. So already 5 beads were there, now taken 1, so 4 is the denominator now. And already taken the red one, so no red ones there, beads are there, so this is 0. But here 4 red, blue ones were there, so 4/4. Now taken blue one, so the remaining blue ones are 3 and 1 red there. So here you can write this, or 4 divided by 4, 1, you can write 0 and 1. So this branch actually you are not getting, you can't take another red one. Find the probability of taking a blue bead in the second time. So what are the possibilities? It can be this branch or this branch. So 1/5 into 1 plus, what about this branch? 4/5 into 3/4. So red, blue or blue, blue. So you get 1/5 plus 4 get cancelled out, that's 3/5. Altogether 4/5. So how many marks? So you are getting 2 marks for completing the diagram. And 4/5, 2 marks. Now we'll take the next part. In the above experiment, if the first ball is put into the bag by noted down its color and again a bead is taken out, complete the grid given below. So this is about beads, not the ball. Find the probability of taking 2 beads in different colors. And here this time again bead is taken out complete. So noted down its color and put it into the bag. So replacing. So you can get all possibilities then. You can get R1 again with R1. So here all possibilities you can take. So find the probability of taking 2 beads in different colors. So what are the possibilities? Different colors. R1 with blue. This part. Blue with red. So this is the outcome. So what's the probability? Altogether 5 into 5, 25. Out of 25, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 are taking different colors. So let's look at the answers. So you get 2 marks for the sample space diagram and 2 marks for writing down the correct probability. So altogether, did we give all 10 marks? 2, 6 and 4, 10 marks. So we completed the whole paper 1. So 25 short questions, we gave 2 marks each, and 5 long questions, each got 10 marks. So altogether, how many marks? So we gave 100 marks. Now what you have to do? You have to first complete the paper within 2 hours and then watch my video to check your answers.